So today I'm just going to be doing my July TBR really quick. I am not going to be pulling from jars this time. I'm just going to be telling you what I plan to read this month. I am going to rework how I have organized the jars. So I think next month I'll probably pull from them again to choose which books I'm going to read. But this month I just decided, since it's July, 4th of July, I'm just gonna read books with red, white, and blue covers, because that way when I choose a color for the cover, it makes me choose books that I wouldn't normally pick, but it still gives me the freedom to pick them myself instead of drawing from the jars, which is totally random. And because of the mood that I've been in, I do kind of want to have a little bit of control over what I'm reading. So that's what I'm gonna do this month, is just put books on my TBR that have red, white, or blue covers. So the first book that I'm reading is The Beast by J.R. Ward. This is the 14th book in the Black Dagger Brotherhood series. This just so happens to have a blue cover, so I can put it on my TBR. I would have read this anyway because I read one every month, but that is the first one on my TBR. The next book is A Lesson in Thorns by Sierra Simone. I recently read American Queen by Sierra Simone and I absolutely loved it. I have read the second book in the series since then and I didn't like it as much, but I'm excited to get to this one, and mainly because I just love this cover. I think it's great. But this is an adult romance, a dark romance. I believe it has some BDSM in it. And from the synopsis, I think it might be polyamorous. I don't know, but this is about this woman who takes a job as a librarian at this place called Thornchapel because it was the last place that her mother was seen alive, and she's trying to figure out the secrets, what's going on, what happened to her mother, things like that. And she knows from the beginning she wants to steer clear of the owner, but that doesn't really happen. And she also gets drawn to the owner's worst enemy, it says in the synopsis. So that's why I think it might be polyamorous, because it's saying that they have to figure things out together in their relationship, I believe. So I'm super excited to get to this one. It's been on my TBR for a long time, so that's the next one. And the next book on my TBR is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This is a YA fantasy, and it's kind of an Alice in Wonderland retelling, kind of not. It's the Queen of Hearts, her origin story. So I've never read Alice in Wonderland. I do own the book, but I've never read it. And I'm hoping that doesn't take away from my enjoyment, because I don't know Alice in Wonderland that well. I mean, I watched the movie as a kid, but I don't remember it. It was by no means one of my favorites. So I hope I still like it. I've heard good things about it, and I really, really, really liked The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. So I have high hopes for this one, but not too high, because I don't want to make myself enjoy it less because my expectations were too high. But that's the next one on my TBR. Next is Kill Switch by Penelope Douglas. This is the third book in the Devil's Night series. First one is Corrupt. This is just the next one in the series, and it happens to be red, so I am going to add that to my TBR, and that is the next one on my list. Next is Learn My Lesson by Katie Roberts. This is the second book in the Wicked Villains series. The first one was Desperate Measures. This one is a Hercules retelling. So this series is all retellings of popular stories, but the villain is the love interest in them. So this one is Hercules. That's all I know. I don't remember Hercules at all. So I don't really know what's gonna happen. I know Hades is in it, but anyway, that's the next one in that series, so I will be reading that one. Next is Unloved by Katie Regnery. I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name, but this is an adult romance, a dark romance, but this is about this man who, his father's was a serial killer. I'm not sure if he's still alive or not, but his father was a serial killer, and he thinks that he has the darkness in him. And so to protect the world, he decides to live off grid and to isolate himself and not talk to anybody and not be around anybody, to keep his darkness from infecting people. Until he comes in contact with this woman and everything changes he's conflicted pretty much because he doesn't know, he's falling in love with her, but he doesn't know, like, do I do anything about it, or do I continue to make myself unloved? So this one I'm really excited about because it's very different, and I'm curious if he actually like has this like darkness about him that he like wants to kill people or if he just thinks he does because he's his father's son. So I'm really interested in this one, so I can't wait to get to this one. Next is House of Salt and Sorrows by Erin A. Craig. This is a YA fantasy. This is about 12 sisters. We follow one of the sisters, and they are kept isolated pretty much by their father and stepmother. And 4 of the sisters end up dying tragically. And the other sisters keep sneaking out to go to these balls and dance. But the sister that we're following becomes suspicious of who they're dancing with, what they're dancing with, and she thinks that the accidents of the other 4 sisters' deaths weren't accidents. So we follow along on her journey, I believe, trying to solve this mystery sort of and figure out what's going on. This is a retelling of some sort, 12 dancing something. I don't know the story, so I won't be able to judge if it's a good retelling or not. But that is the next book on my list. Next is How to Walk Away by Catherine Center. I read Things You Save in a Fire last year and I absolutely loved it. This one seems completely different than that book, but this is about Margaret, who has this bright future. She has a fiance, she has her dream job, she's got a picture perfect life just waiting for her until tragedy hits pretty much and everything gets taken away from her, and now she's in the hospital and has to figure out how to move forward in her life, how to deal with her family's secrets, how to deal with heartbreak, and how to deal with the possibility of new love. So I'm excited about this one mainly because I loved Things You Save in a Fire so much. I'm not super like invested in the synopsis of this book, but because I loved the other one so much, I'm gonna go in it with like an open mind and hope for the best. It has good reviews, so crossing my fingers that I like it and that the synopsis just isn't drawing me in. And the last book that I'm gonna put on my TBR is Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. This is a male-male adult romance. This is about Luke, whose parents are rock stars, and he gets thrown back into the public eye reluctantly. He doesn't want to be in the public eye, but he gets thrown back in, and I think that there's pictures put out or something that could ruin his image or something like that. And he needs someone to help make his image better, so he gets a fake boyfriend, a guy who he thinks is just picture perfect and will help boost his image again, and the relationship between them happens. So fake dating. Sometimes I like fake dating, sometimes I don't like fake dating, so we will see how it goes. But those are the books that I'm going to officially put on my TBR. However, this month I really want to focus on finishing series that I've started, because for whatever crazy reason, last month I started like 6 series without finishing any. And I hate doing that. I don't know what got into me and why I decided to start a whole bunch of series, but now I'm in the middle of like 20 different series and I can't do it. It gives me too much anxiety. So I'm really gonna focus this month on finishing those series or moving forward in them. There's a couple of them like Ice Planet Barbarians and the Black Dagger Brotherhood that are like 1,000,000 books long that I will not finish this month or anytime soon. But I do want to try to really get some of these series completed so that I can start new ones and not be so stressed out. So that's going to be my focus for July. Let me know if you've read any of these books, if you plan to read any of them, what you feel about them. I would love to know. But that is everything for me this time. I will see you all next time. Bye.